So the other day I finally had a chance to watch a movie that I've been wanting to watch for a long time because it came to television where it was free and I didn't have to pay for it or find it on the shelf someplace. The movie in question is the George Lucas film Strange Magic. Strange Magic had me hyped up. It was one of those fantasy settings in the wilderness with the fairies and elves and stuff that I enjoy. The animation looks really great. It's very detailed. It's lots of nice special effects. But then the rest of it sort of fell apart. We have an interesting, although be it much often told previously, story of people falling in love with the wrong people only to realize that it's somebody else that they're meant to be in love with, and the people that they're meant to be in love with are defined by their personality, not by their looks. And the people who looked pretty are the ones that are wrong for them. Which is a plot that, even though it's been done before, is still one that I enjoy seeing done. I do love it when the hero falls in love with the villain, or the pretty one falls in love with the ugly one, or whatever. It's also nice to see the handsome, supposedly good guy character turn out to be the villain of the story, as was the case in Frozen, for example. But what this does that Frozen and Beauty and the Beast and so many others don't do is this movie went on and on and on and on with songs. Not just any old songs. I would have enjoyed a musical movie if had the songs been original, if had the songs been well written. But all of the songs, and they were back to back to back to back with less than a few minutes between them, all of the songs were songs that existed before the movie came out. Songs from Elvis, songs from other popular singers whose names I don't know. All songs that I recognize because they've played on radio stations and TV commercials and so forth. And they've been played over and over and over again. I can't stand it when movies do not use original songs. Now, this can work out in something like Rio or Happy Feet, or to some lesser extent movies like Shrek, or other major movies that did this kind of thing very well, like Whisper of the Heart, for a obscure example. That's a movie that took someone's existing song and sang it, but they made it work with the plot. Even though there were no truly original songs in that particular movie, they still managed to put things together. What I didn't like about this movie was the sheer number of unoriginal songs being used back to back to back with the smallest amount of time in between them. No sooner are you recovering from hearing one song that existed from some other band or singer or whatever, then all of a sudden you're hearing another very well known song being sung by the characters. If you're going to sing songs that are not original, that the movie did not invent specifically for the movie, then you'd better make them work with the movie, make sense, have a reason why they're being sung in the movie, and space them out by a good number of multiple minutes. It is actually far better, most of the time, to have original songs specifically written for the movie that did not exist prior to the movie coming into existence. That's why I like Mary Poppins and Wizard of Oz and My Little Pony and Sound of Music. With a movie like Clockwork Orange using Singing in the Rain as a song in their movie, that's done very artistically and it's somewhat more forgivable. In movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks, popular songs by well-known artists are used, but they're used at good points in the movie that make sense with the story that you're trying to tell. And it's expected when you see a Chipmunks movie to have the Chipmunks sing a popular existing song. In movies like Digimon, when this is done, it's completely out of place and extremely jarring, and it takes you out of the experience. And Strange Magic, very sadly, was all of the wrong things hyped up to 11. I think one of the biggest reasons why this ripoff of Epic was more like Walking with Dinosaurs and less like Epic was because you hear the name George Lucas and you expect quality on par with Star Wars or Indiana Jones, and what we got instead was something more like Howard the Duck. What we had was great animation, decent characters, good plot, but all of the songs were horrible. If you could redub this entire thing with new voice acting and new music, you could probably save most of the movie with some serious editing. But as it stands right now, this is not something I would even sit through again for even 5 minutes. It's a lot more enjoyable with the sound off and the fast forward button on than it is even for 2 minutes to be played at the normal speed with the sound up. That's just how annoying it was. A huge disappointment considering what it could have been, and that's coming from someone who liked Aragon and Green Lantern. This is even more annoying to me than Dragon Ball Evolution or Last Airbender, as those at the very least aren't singing songs every couple of minutes. Anyhow, that's all I have to say on this topic for now without being redundant. Thank you for watching and good night.